Look, it's hard to pinpoint exactly why it's been so well received here in Newcastle. I think it was just the right time, the right place, the right size, and a great community feel here as well. And Parkrun really thrives on a lot of word of mouth. So I don't think it's any one particular thing, but there was already a lot of people interested in fitness and running, and this is the way that just sort of brought a lot of groups together. And then what we've found is that some new groups have formed as a result of Parkrun, which have now, really been a big part of the running community here in Newcastle.
And Newcastle is actually one of the biggest parkruns around the whole of Australia.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, well, it's pretty much consistently the biggest one in Australia. We consistently have around 500 runners here every Saturday morning, and there wouldn't be too many bigger than that in the world. Not to say that bigger is necessarily best, because it's nice to go to some smaller events where there's 100 or 150 or even 50 people, and they're still, they still have that same really welcoming, nice community feel about them.
So what would you say is the secret behind Parkrun's success?
Look, I think it's so simple. Obviously it's free, everyone loves stuff that's free, but more than that, it just gives so much back as well, and so whether you're running or you're volunteering, it's got an ability to just make people feel good, and I think we all crave that, and if we can be getting fitter and a bit more healthy at the same time, then I think it's a massive tick. So it's done so much, so many good things and so many things right as well, and I think people are always scratching their head going, where do I have to pay? Where should I pay? They see so much value in it that they feel like they're getting an absolute bargain. But the great thing is that it is free, and it will continue to be so.
Is there a typical parkrunner?
I don't think so. I think there's such a wide variety of runners and walkers that turn up each week, and we get everything from seasoned campaigners, marathoners that have some of the best in Australia that have competed at an elite level, to your first time walkers and people that have never even run before. And so I think we're all shapes and sizes, we're all ages. You can bring your dog, you can push your pram, so it's a real I guess a snapshot of the community, and everyone's welcome. I guess that's another part of the success of it, is that it is so welcoming. Anyone can come down, and people that maybe have never been part of a running event before, that they're not quite sure, they can feel a little bit intimidated, but they come to Parkrun and they feel right at home.
So where do you see Parkrun here in Newcastle in 5 years' time?
Who knows where it could go to. Look, Parkrun doesn't really go around to places and say, look, we need events here and here. It's all very organically grown. So if there's enough demand and enough people putting their hands up saying, look, we want a new event here and here and here, then there's no reason why it can't continue to grow. Maybe there'll be 20, 25 Parkruns in another few years' time around this area. That'd be great. But I'd love to see more Parkruns dotted further up the coast as well. There's a big gap between where we are here in Newcastle and up on the Queensland border, and I think there's some communities there that could really do well with it.
And now you're starting up a new parkrun at the university.
Yeah, definitely. That's really exciting. There's been, in Australia, I only know of one other university-based parkrun. That's up in Armidale at the University of New England, and that's held completely on campus, and that's what this one will be at the University of Newcastle as well. And I think, look, the forum's got right behind it. Having seen the success of other parkruns in Newcastle, it's a no-brainer, I think, for them, and I look forward to seeing the students and everyone on campus getting right behind it. Might be a good opportunity to run off a hangover on a Saturday morning. So it's 8 o'clock start. Hopefully that's not too early for a lot of the uni students. But look, it's going to be a really beneficial thing, I think, for the uni, and I'm excited to see it launch. Hopefully it's going to kick off in the next couple of months.